All right. Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever it is for you guys out there. We're going to try something new today. So, what I got here is we got three main ideas we're kind of combining into one. This will be about my 4 billionth time trying this video, but it's going to work this time. So, what I have here is linear functions, exponential functions, quadratic functions. We're going to take data and we're going to decide which one fits it the best. So, when I think of linear, I know it's a straight line. Exponential, it's either skyrocketing or it could be that rocket ship landing. And then quadratic is that U shape. So the first way we're going to do it is we're going to decide, do these 5 data points represent quadratic, linear, or exponential? So all I'm going to do is quick kind of make a sketch of what it looks like. So 4, 4, I'm going to change colors, make it a little bit easier. Approximately right there. 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, negative 1 half, negative 2, 4. So if I look here, that's a U-shaped curve. So that tells me I know this is a quadratic function. That's all I'm asking. We're not asking for an equation or anything like that today. So next thing I'm going to do my next one here. 0, 1, 2, 4, 4, 7, negative 2, negative 2, negative 4, negative 5. If I look there, can't draw a straight line with the mouse real well, but that's a straight line, so that tells me this is a linear function. Finally, for the last one, make my quick grid. 0, 2, 2, 8, 1, 4, negative 2, 1 half, negative 1, 1. If I start to look there, that's that skyrocket motion. So that tells me this is an exponential function. I'll do the same thing here. I have negative 1, 5. Two, negative 1. 0, negative 1, excuse me. 3, 5, and 1, negative 3. So when I do that, it's that U shape. So this is a quadratic function. So I got my next one, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 8, negative 3, 32, 0, 1 half, 1, 1/8. Well, that looks like that rocket ship starting to land somewhat. So I know this is a exponential function. Exponential function. Finally, the other thing I should say up here, when I see this huge number, negative 332, I'm thinking something weird's going on. I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that in my head. So negative 3, 5, 0, negative 1, 2, negative 5, negative 4, negative 7, 1, negative 3. That looks pretty linear to me. This is a linear function. Okay, when you do these little graphs here on the side, you have to be semi clean with them. You don't need to be perfect. Don't need to have graph paper. You just got to be semi clean. Okay. So now, next way we're going to do this, and this is the way I personally like, because I don't like looking at the graphs. I like looking at the numbers, is looking at the data to see, is it linear, exponential, or quadratic? First thing I want to stress, everything's got to be constant. So we're going to look at that before we start each problem. But for a linear function, the first differences are constant. And we'll show you what that means. For a exponential function, consecutive y values have a common ratio. And for quadratic functions, the second differences are constant. So we're just going to start. So I'm looking -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. That's constant. They're going by the same amount each time. But now I have to start thinking about my data here. So 11 to 8, that is subtracting 3. 8 to 5, subtract 3. 5 to 2, subtract 3. 2 to -1, that's subtracting 3. We're doing the same thing each time. So that tells me this is a linear function. Linear function. Again, I'm looking -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. That tells me it is going by the same, so I know this is a constant. My x values are constant. Then I'm going to look at my y values. 1 to 2 is +1. 2 to 4 is +2. 4 to 8 is +4. 8 to 16 is +8. I know it's not linear because it's not the same. Now I could check the quadratic, so I'm going to check that second difference. 1 to 2 is +1. 2 to 4 is +2. Different numbers, I know it's not quadratic. Some of you guys might be in your head, be like, well, I knew it wasn't that because, well, it looks exponential. Let's just look. What am I doing? I'm multiplying by 2, multiplying by 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. Multiplying by 2 every time, so this is exponential. The last one here, -1, or excuse me, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. That is going constantly. So I look, -1, -2, -1, 2, 7. I've already got an idea in my head what this is going to look like. And the reason is because of the -1 and -1. That tells me I'm thinking it might have a U shape, but I don't know for sure. So I'm just going to check. I'm going to start with my common difference. Well, -1 to -2 is subtract 1. -2 to -1 is add 1. -1 to 2 is +3. 2 to 7, +5. So I know it's not linear. Check that second difference. -1 to 1 is +2. 1 to 3 is +2. 3 to 5, +2. So that tells me because that second difference is the same, this is a quadratic function. All right, we got a couple more and then we'll get you guys going on some homework. Again, we're just going to start -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's a constant, so we're good. Then I'm going to check my data. I'm looking at this data. I see 1, 3, 9, 27, 81. I could go check the common difference, but I know that this is going to get not going to be a linear function because it's not changing linearly. And I might see in my head that, hey, 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. So it's multiplying by the same thing each time, so that tells me it's exponential. It's an exponential function. Ooh. In my head, I have an idea what's happening here. First thing I'm going to look at is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's constant. So now I'm going to look at the next part. -12 is 0. That's -12. 0 to -4 is subtract 4. -4 to 0 is +4. 0 to 12 is +12. Not linear. That helps me with the next part. -12 to -4 is +8. -4 to 4 is +8. 4 to 12 is +8. So that tells me that second difference is the same. So that tells me this is a quadratic function. Quadratic function. So now, again, I'm going to just take a look. Negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's a constant. Again, in my head, I have an idea what's going to happen here. If I 16 minus 8, it gives me minus, or 16 take away 8 gives me 8. 8 minus 4 gives me 4. 4 minus 2, 2 minus 1. It's not linear. Second difference, minus 4. Gives me a plus 4, plus 2. It's not quadratic, so I know those two are off the bar. So now, I'm looking, well, I'm actually multiplying by a half, multiply by a half, multiply by a half, multiply by a half. If I look, 16 times a half is 8, 8 times a half is 4, 4 times a half is 2, 2 times a half is 1. This tells me this is exponential, multiplying by the same thing each time. All right, that's what I got for you today. My goal is to have short lessons like this. There'll be occasionally where we're going to have to take a couple days, but your homework, 5, 6, 7, 8, they give you a graph. You have to decide if it's exponential, linear, or quadratic. And then 9 through 14, they give you a set of data. You have to decide if it's exponential or not, exponential, quadratic, or linear. I'm going to set up a Google Doc, Google form quiz type deal quick for you guys to answer these in. Something quick, simple. If you have a question, let me know. Have a good day.